If you from New York and you leave New York, it's just like you quit. You just gonna, if you spend 5 or 4 years like grinding and not having sleep and stacking your bread and spending less time doing all the like frivolous stuff, you can stack your bread in a year. Like you stack a comfortable amount of money in a year where you feel comfortable, and then the next year you plan on, like, you figure out what you want to do with that bread.
Like going back to what we were talking about earlier, like are in hyper consumption mode.
You have to get out of consumption mode. You have to cop what you want and then get out of consumption mode. If you don't get out of mode, you're never gonna stack bread. It's impossible. It's impossible for you to stack your bread if you're going and taking 3 girls you talking to and you taking every one of them out once a week. So that's $100 every time you go out. Then you hanging out with your homies 2 days a week. So that's another $100. So $500 is already spent. That's $500 you could have stacked. Just stay in the crib. First of all, it's nothing to do in New York City between after New Year's. New Year's Day is the last day. New Year's Day is literally the last day. January 2nd to Easter, just plan and stack your bread. That's 4 months.
Just sit home and eat tuna fish sandwich.
It's not even like change your eating habits. It's just change your mindset. Right. Like, just know that in 4 months, it's literally 4 months away. It's right there. Easter, I'm going to my aunt crib. Mother's Day, we going to grandma crib. Memorial Day weekend, we out. Now we outside. Like, you officially outside. It's summertime in New York City. So Memorial Day weekend, whatever you do in between then, July 4th, that's a party. Labor Day weekend, that's a party. Summer's over. Now it's fall clothes. Now you got to shop for fall clothes. Now you're spending bread on that. Then the next thing, now you're spending bread on Halloween. The next thing you're doing is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Eve is fun. Like, you doing that. That's bread. You go home for a weekend, you spend a bunch of bread, have a bunch of fun. Now the next thing is Christmas. That's like the biggest spending time. Like, you spend
Everybody got to get a gift.
Everybody got to get a gift. Or you funny style and you don't buy nobody a gift. And that's cool too. But the whole plan is like, if you spend January, February, March, and April in the crib just stacking your bread and planning for everything else, then you have the opportunity to stack your bread. Because literally from Easter to January 2nd, you're spending yicking in New York City. We about to stay in the house for 2 more months. You know how crazy you gonna be as soon as the first warm day? Me and you gonna get coffees. Me and him gonna ride around on motorcycles. I don't know you, but if you want to roll, you can roll. You know what I mean? Like, I just met you, but yo, money was cool at the podcast. Let's go to the door. Yo, boy, come on.
You said it makes sense, but I think more importantly, it's about like upping your income. Cause it comes about.
Yeah, but if you ain't stacking your bread when you broke, if you ain't trying to put your peanuts together when you broke, when you get bread, you're gonna do the same thing, just bigger. Yeah. So instead of buying Uniqlo puffy jackets, you trying to buy North Face, and then when you get 100 bands a year, you're gonna buy Moncler's, and then when you get $150,000 a year, you're gonna try to buy the flash. You're gonna buy Louis Vuitton bubble jackets. So it makes sense for you to create these little plans throughout the year. Like, all right, cool. My bread is stacked, boy. Easter come around, where y'all want to go? Memorial Day come around, where you want to go? Because I just spent January, February, March, April in the crib stacking my bread and planning for the summer. If you don't do it that way, it's just like you literally just spending bread all year long on frivolous things, and you never gonna have the opportunity to stack. That's what I'm saying. In January, February, March, April, that's when you do it. Working at a corporate infrastructure. I came in as like an associate. I slowly moved up, and now my bread is moving up as I move up the ladder within this company. But when I came in, as soon as I went from one job to the other, I went from making a certain amount of dollars to the next amount of dollars. I was like, yo, this is all right, cool. I was making X then, and I was fine. Now I'm making Z now. If I just keep living like I'm making X, I'm going to stack some bread. All I got to do is do it for a year, and then I can be comfortable. And then the following year, after I stack some bread, I'm like, all right, cool. What can I do now? Trigger on the whip, and then it's like, because I bought the car, my credit score went up. Then you start like thinking like, damn, all right, bought this whip, my credit score just went up. What else can I do? And then you start thinking differently. Like, all right, should I buy something? Should I instead of renting, should I buy a crib? Like, those are the steps you should be thinking. If every time you move up money wise, you move up status wise, you're never gonna be able to stack bread. Spend $20 a day, but you can spend $100 a day. That's what, $80 a day you could be stacking. Right? All you gotta do is have the mental toughness to do it for a year. And then go back to whatever you want to do. But that bread is still stacked. It ain't nothing, you know what I mean? It's still, all you did was sacrifice 1 year, only having one joint. That's not that hard, son. We all know that's not that hard.
But let's get that money.
I'm not there yet, though. Yeah. I'm not there. I haven't figured, I'm not like you and him. I haven't figured out how to make my money work for me.
And that's the thing. You know, you want to get your money working from you. Like from day one, you know, just even if it's a small amount, it doesn't take a lot.
I leave working a 9 to 5 because I think long term owning a business is the right thing to do.
I don't think that would be smart either.
I'm not saying.
It don't sound like your heart is in it, boy.
I'm not saying.
It don't really sound like your heart is
right.
in it.
So not saying that
sounds like you really want to do that.
Right. But at the same time, like
that's also like team atmosphere shit. That's like. If as I don't even say as a people, but just like as your close knit circle, I got an idea, you fuck with it or you like it. I should have some bread to bring to the table. But if you want to mess with the idea, like take a chance with your teammate, somebody you grew up with, or somebody you cool with, or a family member, before you do anything else, before you burn that bread up on a car or burn that bread up on weekends going somewhere else. So that's really like, I think that's another thing that other cultures do that maybe we won't do, you know, like take the chance, have the expendable income or have the expendable bread and be able to give it to somebody and then like see what they do with it. Cause I know that's
they
their bread.
Buy people
and
they pool their bread
and then they give it to Moshe and then Moshe brings, seriously, they give Moshe 100 bands. And then Moshe's like, when he get his 100 bands back, he give it back to the team. So now it's like, all right, boom. Now you're with the team because we gave you the 100. You gave us the 100 back. Now you're in the group. So who's next? That's how they do it. And I know that's exactly how they do it. Us as a culture, we just don't do that. And it's I think it's more of like, that's our culture. And it's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, we gotta figure out ways to get around that because it seems like it's other cultures that's really winning right now when it comes to finances.